Things are starting to get weird in here.
Really, really weird.
It's the Big B and DK on Cave Crew Radio.
Cave Crew Radio.
Listen to us now at cavecrewradio.com.
You there, boy. What day is this?
It's Friday night.
Friday night is cool.
Thank God it's
This is the best day of my life.
It's Friday night. Oh yeah. Friday night.
Friday, I'm in love.
We got to do something. Absolutely. You know what we got to do?
What are you going to do?
We're going to go out and party.
for the first time in my life, I feel like there's hope.
It's Friday.
And you're tuned into Cave Crew Radio.
Cave Crew Radio pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's great to have you here with us. My name is DK, and Big B is here with me on the pre-show.
Yes, sir.
We've got a great show lined up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some good, weird news. We've got epicenters galore. We have the final book of stew for this season as we go into the endless summer beach party. We're going to leave you on a cliffhanger.
Gotta love some good cliffhangers. It's going to be the Who Shot JR?
Who Shot JR?
Of internet radio shows.
Yes. And time permitting, ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Love and Sex Survey result is in. So we'll see if we have time to get to that, and you can compare yourself to the norm.
I think we should always make time for love and sex surveys.
Sex, poo, vomit, and drinking.
That's what everybody's Friday night is, isn't it?
I would think so. Are you in the middle, by the way, before we go live? Major heat wave going on. It just entered today. I don't know how long it's going to continue, but we are in the 90s. Air conditioner working overdrive.
No, we've been starting from last weekend. We were down into like the 50s. It was like 50s and raining. It was cold. It was like fall all over again. Then it went up into the 60s and was hovering in the 70s these past couple of days. Tomorrow, this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday, it's supposed to be in the 90s.
Great barbecue weather.
Oh, I already am defrosting a rack of ribs in the fridge. So we're going to do that on Sunday. Tomorrow night, I got to make my barbecue sauce and let it refrigerate overnight to mix and meld and all that. Sunday, we're going to do ribs. We'll figure out what we're doing tomorrow. I don't know.
Now, do you ever watch that show on Food Network? I think, I can't remember if it's Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings before I start my chores. It's like a pit master, like a fire master on Food Network. And two people cook off, and then they got smokers, and they got coal fires, and they got it's amazing. One guy did beef heart last week.
Beef heart. I have to look that up. No, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I've watched obviously I watch Barbecue Pit Masters, and then like on Amazon, I'll just search barbecue, or actually the Discovery Plus. I got the Discovery Plus app. I'll go on and search barbecue, and then there's some shows that pop up that I watch. Barbecue Throwdown was one. Barbecue Brawl was another. A couple other shows. I've watched those. I don't know the one specifically you're talking about. I will have to research.
Yeah,
and,
I'll get the name tomorrow or Sunday for you. And then there's one with Bobby Flay, and he goes off against someone in a barbecue, and it's great stuff. Great stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like let's kind of like beat Bobby Flay but barbecue.
Yeah. Hey, I meant to ask you too before we have 4 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
You have that thing with the mastermind classes.
Masterclass.
Yeah. Can you download those things?
I actually haven't gone on and listened to one. I need to. What I want to do is go on and listen to the Aaron Franklin one because he does a whole barbecue thing.
Right.
My wife has listened to a whole ton of them. I don't know if you can download them. They might just be through the app itself.
Okay, because the one I'd like to watch is the Wayne Gretzky one. He's got a Wayne Gretzky masterclass just on how to win at everything, and I'm curious.
Okay, Wayne, how do you win at chess? Go ahead. Go beat the best chess player on earth. How to win at everything.
Just interested to watch it, to see what he says. And Wayne Gretzky, by the way, on an American network, TBS, I think it is, I think it's TBS, is carrying a lot of the NHL next year. And right. Wayne Gretzky resigned as a vice president hockey operations of the Edmonton Oilers, and he's going to be a color commentator. I don't find him to be that polarizing.
I never heard him, like I've heard him in interviews, obviously, but I've never heard him do commentary for anything, not even like guest, today we have a special guest in the booth. It's Wayne Gretzky. I've never heard that. So I'm curious to see. He may be very good. You never know.
You never know. But sometimes it's the very elusive peoples like O-Dog and people like that. O'Neill, they're good. Some aren't that good. Kevin Bietza is another one. He's very good.
I was listening to.
Rudy is great.
I was watching him during the playoffs. Dominic Moore, former Ranger. He does a pretty good job.
Also an ex-Leaf. Yeah. Was
he on the Leafs? I know he was on the Canadians.
He was on the Leafs for at least 1 year. Good guy.
He was a good gritty player, not a superstar by any means, but he sounded good in the booth in the games I've been watching.
Now, I don't know if I should leave this still on air, but there's a new thing going on. Yeah, I should tell it on air. Okay. It's about exchanging vaccines across the border.
Yeah, please leave it on air. That's an on-air thing.
Show, yeah. I just think I have this fear we're going to run out of time, but whatever we don't get to, we get to next week.
We can always squeeze it in and go past time a little bit.
So, we have like a minute. We're still talking hockey. The hit in the Winnipeg-Montreal game, 4-game suspension. What'd you think?
I don't see how that gets a 4-game suspension, but the fucking hit on the throwdown of Artemi Panarin and the trying to decapitate Pavel Buchnevich was a fine. I don't get that. That hit didn't. I mean, it looks bad when you look at it really, really quick. It looks like a horrific hit. It's not. The Montreal player had his head down, going for a wraparound. The Winnipeg player didn't take a stride.
Did not
from
leave
the circles from the circles to the net. He didn't take a stride. Didn't leave his feet. He hit him. He checked him. The play wasn't dead. The play was still alive.
It was a brutal hit. It was absolutely crushing hit.
It was a crushing hit, but it was a legal hit. It wasn't a dirty hit by any means at all.
What do we tell kids in minor hockey? Keep your head up.
Yep. At all times. Keep your head up at all times.
Yes.
And this play, the Montreal player had his head down from the time he saw the puck. He saw the puck go behind the net. He kept his head down, kept his eye on the puck, watched the puck hit his blade, watched the puck wrap around and go into net. Didn't once lift his head up to see if anybody's coming. And he paid the price.
And I hate seeing people get hurt. Anyone. But anyhow, here we go, kids. We got a big show coming up, so please stick around. We're just going to manipulate a couple things here, and once we're all set, we will go live. I just gotta turn on the old radio.
Ooh.
Air traffic control, bringing New York. Roger that. Bringing Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you are into beer, the atmosphere, Guinevere, queers, big rears, oh my dears, frequent cheers, racketeers, chandeliers, peanut butter, whiskey and moonshine, we would like to welcome you to our little piece of the universe.
Warning, Will Robinson. This program contains bad words.
Use caution.
If easily offended, enter
At your own risk.
It's an endless summer beach party.
On Cave Crew Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back upon men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I mean, that's sad to do that. Yes, you have to get into, which, I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clavin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power play goal!
What happened? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Are you there? Am I there? There I am. Just waiting for Big B. Trying to get Big B.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. What the fuck happened there?
I don't know.
Okay, you can hear me now. That's good. Hello, Facebook user. Welcome to the show. Okay.
Is that your wife? Is Facebook user your wife?
I have no idea. I all I was seeing was the thing whizzing around like, let's get this party started. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The thing was spinning like crazy and everything disappeared. And modern technology. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. My name is DK. You're listening to or watching Cave Crew Radio live on the Cave Crew Radio Network, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, available wherever podcasts can be found. It's a squirrel. Hello, squirrel. Anyway.
Who is Facebook user?
We have never, that's the fun of it. And yes, Jason Scott, I have driven Big B before his entrance into drinking peanut butter whiskey.
And I like how he says taking shots. It's my version of taking shots.
Yeah, it's all in fun, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, great day here. We got a big show. We got a really, really big show. And I know I tell you that every week, but we've got some great stuff. Big B has some great stories. We have the final book of stew until next season because it's Endless Summer Beach Party now. And so many other things will be going on. I've even got the results of the 2020 Love and Sex Survey to see how you measure up. That and so much more. And of course, joining me as always, ladies and gentlemen, now that he's had a chance to have a shot and calm down. Amanda's putting a bra on?
The brats to bed.
To bed.
Dear God, do you need new glasses?
It's very tiny until I bring it on screen. I apologize for assuming that you were braless, Amanda. Please forgive me. It is a free world we live in anymore. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, joining me tonight, chirping at me constantly in the background, the Duke of Stencelli, as knighted by the Queen, the President-elect, as you can see by that limited edition T-shirt that is available at cavecrewradio.com, and of course, the epicenter of something, Sir Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York. I am Sir Big B, your president-elect of the United States of America. And, of course, the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of all things legitimate and good health insurance.
Excellent. Something we have had in Canada for 100 years.
I wouldn't call it good up in Canada, though.
Well, we have it.
You have it, yes. I had it too for, a long time. Facebook user says it's Christine. But yeah, squirrel. Okay.
Must be someone you know.
Maybe. Anyway, so
this could be interesting.
We'll see how the night goes.
Well, hello, Christine. Great to have you here. And squirrel is excellent. Excellent nickname.
So how it works here in the U.S. is either you get your own insurance or when you work for a business, they give you health insurance. And you pay part of it, the business pays part of it. So I had health insurance for many, many years in the company I worked for previously, which I was let go back in 2017. And we've discussed this on the show.
Yeah.
So 6 months after I was let go, I had to get my own health insurance. It wasn't working. I was out of work, so I had to go find health insurance for the family. So I went on, I just started searching health insurance, and I got an agent called me up, and the only thing I could really get was this health care thing.
Was that around the neighborhood of, hey, do you have any pets?
Probably. It was probably around the same time. So what they gave me, and it was the cheapest thing I could get that covered the family, and because all the real health insurance it wasn't Obamacare either. Obamacare was actually worse than what I'm about to tell you. So what I got was a health share,
Share.
A health share.
Oh, you told us about this where you all share, you put money. It's like that Christian.
Yeah, it's a religious Christian thing.
It's like you all put it into the dowry. And if somebody needs it, I do remember this now. And I also remember who Squirrel is. I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. Everything's coming back to me now. My head is
great
back in the game. Anyway, yes, I remember health share. Yeah, tell me about this.
Right. So I had a health share and I had it for a couple of years. Again, it was the only thing I could afford. I wasn't working. And then when I went to work for a former boss. We were doing kind of this cash deal and they didn't have insurance anyway. So I had to pay for my own still. So it was originally called Alara Healthcare.
Right.
And that was
a company. I've heard of that company.
Well, they no longer exist because at some point down the line, I got a message saying, we're changing our name from Alara Healthcare to Trinity Health Share. I said, I don't give a fuck, whatever. I don't care. Just give me a fucking card. Let me go to the doctor.
Right.
Around this time, it started, we have a lab when you go to get your blood test, when you go to get blood tests taken, for your physical and all that stuff, we go to a lab. The lab here is called Quest. It's the, main lab here in the United States, across the country, Quest Laboratory. Go to Quest and I get my blood and they do everything, blah, blah, blah. A few months later, I get this bill saying, by the way, your insurance didn't pay for your lab. And it's supposed to be covered. Everything is supposed to be covered, there shouldn't be any issue. So I tried calling them, I get no answer. I told Quest to go resubmit it and whatever. I get another email a few months after that saying Trinity Health Share has changed their name to, and now they made up a word, Charity Ministries. So what they did is take Trinity and sharing.
Christian share. I've read about this. I have.
So they've taken the word share and they've taken the word Trinity and they've smashed them together and they came up with Charity Ministry. So they've made up a word and now this is their new name of their insurance.
Now is Kenneth Copeland running this or Joel Goldstein?
I have no idea. But as this is going on, more and more people are telling me, like I go to the doctor and say, oh, they didn't pay, we submitted a claim. We never got paid. And I start going online and I see like a lot of claims of people saying the same exact thing. Their doctors are not being paid. Their specialists aren't being paid and so forth. At the end of last year, last year I had gotten a job as a contractor. So all of last year I worked. I was able to get contractor insurance this year through that company. So I dropped the health share and got this contractor.
Charity.
The Charity Ministries.
Yeah.
And I went on this contractor health insurance. Now I didn't realize when I went on the contractor health insurance and I had it was Cigna. It's, Cigna health insurance, but it's under a contractor rate. And I didn't realize under the family, they would not cover anything until I met a $12,000 deductible.
God love the USA.
I didn't realize this when I'm signing up for the.
I don't use that much in a fucking year.
It's neither do
I use it on is my fucking Cialis.
I called them up after I had gone to the pharmacy and given them my insurance. I was like, oh look, I got real insurance. They're like, yeah, this is worse than what you had before. I called them up. Yeah, that's when I started looking at the paperwork.
Who told you this, Dr. Oz?
My pharmacist.
Okay, he's like, you had really shit healthcare before, but now you're like Humpty Dumpty.
Now it's even worse.
Yeah.
So I started looking through the paperwork and I realized there's a $12,000 deductible. I called them up and I was like, is this real? Like, for a family, I have my family covered, and it says like you're not going to cover anything until I meet a $12,000 deductible. And they look at it, they look at my account, they're like, yeah, that's correct. You need to meet the deductible. So you can
basically have appendicitis and open heart surgery before you even get into the coverage.
Correct. So what they're telling me is you have to pay everything up until $12,000. Once the $12,000 is met, we will cover everything at 100%. I said, that's great, but who in God's name meets this deductible? I literally said,
that is the Albert Einstein of capitalism.
I literally said, who in God's name meets this deductible?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you never know, something catastrophic. I said, how often does something catastrophic happen? Please. And I'm like, well, at this point, I'm already in. I dropped the other insurance. I'm already in. There's nothing I can do.
So you got nothing. You go get prescriptions. You're in. You're probably 4 years into this. You still haven't spent $12,000. Is this rolling? Is this a rolling?
No, it's yearly.
This is yearly.
Yearly.
Imagine being at 1150.
And the year term, yes.
You knock your wife's teeth out or something just to get over the.
But this was at the beginning of this year, so I was like, "Fuck." So then the company, just recently, just last month, the company I was contracting for took me on as a full-time employee. So I got, a nice, now I'm full-time. I get a lot more money, and I just recently got on that company's health insurance, which brings me back to good health insurance.
Okay.
So that's where I'm the epicenter of good, legitimate health insurance. But to go back to the original health share,
Jason Scott is telling you it's cheaper to die.
Basically, if you have a $12,000 deductible, it is cheaper.
Give me
to
a
die.
city burial. It's cheaper than $12,000.
Right. So at this point, I have left the other insurances behind. I have good insurance now. I just used it the other day. It was wonderful. No problems. It's
What'd you do? Who are you? Like, I'm going to be sick. I got good insurance now.
No, well, I had to get my prescription.
I need some Quaaludes. Give them to me.
I had to get my prescriptions renewed. So the price dropped dramatically on my prescriptions. So it turned out to be good. But earlier this year, I got this letter.
I remember this. So there's a lawsuit, right?
Healthy Halo was the broker that got me that health share.
Okay, so listen. You are an extremely intelligent individual.
Yeah.
You teach me things each and every week.
Right.
You watch documentary channel and you have that mastermind class thing. Why would you sign up to something called Healthy Halo?
No, Healthy Halo is just a broker. That's just a company that.
I mean, like, hello.
You got to understand, at that point back then, I had no job. I had no money. I couldn't afford health insurance. I had to find the cheapest thing possible.
So Healthy Halo was there.
Healthy Halo was there and got me Alara Healthcare, which turned into Trinity, which turned into Trinity Health Share, which then turned into Charity Ministries.
Gumby and Pokey Incorporated.
Yeah. So I get this letter. And it says, as your trusted health insurance advisors, it is our number one priority to make certain that you have health care that is not only affordable, but will be there when you need it the most. It is our duty and responsibility to inform you that we have reason to believe that may not be the case. We always strive to do what's best for you, our client, even when that means making a difficult decision.
Oh, no.
This is an extremely rare situation. I have never had to do anything like this in my 30 years as an insurance broker. When we recommend
Halo,
this is Healthy Halo,
and is his name Jake?
His name is
Jake from
Brent.
State Farm.
His name is Brent.
Brent.
We recommend
Happy Halo.
Brent from Happy Halo. That's Healthy Halo.
Better be taking notes. This is getting good already.
Brent from Healthy Halo. When we recommended Alara / Trinity, we truly believed they provided good ethical coverage at a great price. We are truly shocked to discover this is no longer the case. We are morally and ethically bound to tell you the truth that has been revealed very recently. The New York State Department of Financial Services recently announced that they have filed a statement of charges against Alara Companies and Trinity Healthcare. According to DFS, Alara and Trinity have operated an illegal health insurance business in New York State. Additionally, according to the state of New York, the two companies overstated the coverage offered and committed fraud while profiting off customers' premiums. A portion of the customers' premiums was diverted to administrative costs.
Scott Morris think, and hello to Amanda, by the way.
Hi, Amanda.
It's great to see Amanda and Jason are actually staying on the show. They must be separated and not going for, what did you call it?
Extracurricular activities.
Yes. And Scott Morris thinks it should be.
It could be it very well could be a radio documentary, a radio miniseries.
There might be a spinoff.
That's right.
Maybe a spinoff.
Not only that, on December 20th, 2020, the state of New Jersey also took action against the Lara companies and its subsidiary, Trinity Health Share, for plans that were being sold illegally in the state and did not cover the services consumers expected. This is essentially the same set of charges the state of New York has filed. This is an extremely serious situation, and we are concerned that the company involved is not telling you the whole story, especially considering that 2 states have recently accused them of deceptive practices and misleading consumers. Remember, this is not me accusing them. It's the states of New York and New Jersey, and they are accusing Alara Trinity, not the brokers who represented them.
Okay, we don't need to hear the whole letter. It sounds like your broker is crooked. It sounds like your insurance company was crooked, and everybody involved in the whole situation was crooked. Take another drink of that peanut butter whiskey.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you something. I think Squirrel, if she's still there, I don't know if she's still out there, but years have gone by since we've been doing this. Squirrel is a hip hop artist from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Squirrel, if you're still out there, aka Christine, confirm to me you are a hip hop artist on not Spotify, but that other one that starts with an S there, SoundCloud. And you are a major star from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Am I correct, Christine? Do I have the right Christine? Just testing my memory. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, be careful where you get your health care from.
Yes.
The C Big B has good health care now.
I do.
It is stable and settled.
Now, I don't know of all the stuff that still hasn't been paid. My doctor, when I went to my doctor last week, they came after me. They said, yeah, stuff from last year still hasn't been paid. I said, you ain't never going to get paid from them. They're being sued. They're like,
so who's on the hook for that?
Me.
So you need another one of those special checks.
I do need some virus money.
From virus money.
I need some Biden virus money to come my way.
Anybody who's in tight with Joe Biden, Big B is in desperate need, unless you want to start a GoFundMe, and we've got a lot of loyal fans out here.
Who would donate to my
$12,000 deductible? But anyway, my epicenters are nothing near yours. I do have a request though. For next week for Endless Summer Beach Party. Mm-hmm. Could you tie your goatee and put an elastic band? It's getting to that length. I want you to do that. I want you to get a ruby red elastic band and tie it around your goatee.
I don't know. I may trim it by then.
No.
I've been thinking about trimming it for a while now.
Well, it is getting hot, but
yeah, it's getting hot and it's getting humid. Scott can give me $1.
See, in my head, sure. I've been lost for some time now. Squirrel, come back. I know who you are now. Listen, we're not big stars either. Keep making music. Submit it to Cave Crew Radio. We will play it on air. We will support you. We've been completely lost for some time now.
CaveCrewRadio@gmail.com.
Yeah, CaveCrewRadio@gmail.com. Scott Morris can give you $1, and I say bullshit. Anyway, I'm the epicenter of a couple things, and we got to get to you, and there's so many things we got to get to. He thinks you look like Captain Lou Albano. A few pounds he's got to put on, and
I don't put rubber band.
Would we choose Amanda to be Cyndi Lauper. She just
Sure.
had to dye her hair a little bit.
Sure, why not? But I don't put rubber bands in my face.
She just wanna. Well, that would be great. And if I tan enough, perhaps I could be Mr. T, buy some artificial gold. And
would you shave your head in the haircut of the Mr.
yeah,
T?
I do it for you, Big B. I do it in the blasphemy of this $12,000 deduction. Has anyone written that down, by the way? My epicenters are nothing near as I feel bad even bringing them up. I just had the other day. And I just wanted to know if any other parent can relate that I came home, long day of work, every day, 10 hours, bringing home the bacon, yada, yada, yada. My kid who rarely talks to me, he's a great kid. He gets in no trouble. Comes up, almost gives me, a little bit of a hug and a pat on the shoulder. And leans down to me. He's much taller than me now. And says, hey, you forgot to renew Xbox Gold. Alrighty then.
He's saying this like it's a hit.
Very
like
casually.
He comes up to you as if you've done something against the family.
Very casually. And I looked up to him and I said, well, did you not get some kind of a notice? You've got 30 days left or whatever. And he's like, I don't know. You must have bought a 3-month subscription last time. You got the key. I bought it. I'll get you another one. But I didn't drop the ball on this. I don't sit on Xbox Live and go, oh, I've got 92 days left. These kids of today.
DK, you've disgraced the family. You've let Xbox Live expire. We can't have this. Go talk to Vito and get this resolved. The families cannot be at war because of this.
You'll have a recycled controller under your pillow. Christine, just send us music. We're happy for everybody. And then the other epicenter I really feel bad about because I know I'm going to get beat up over this. I am the epicenter of all things Amber Alerts. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's a missing child, we need to know about it. And I would gladly do my part to find said missing child. However, when missing child is 12 hours away, I don't think there's a need for my Amber Alert, which I don't know how these phones do it, by the way, BB, but all of a sudden the volume is extremely escalated.
It is.
You can have the thing on fucking mute, and it sounds like you're in a fucking fire hall, okay? So I'm in a good sleep. Wake up. Well, jump out of my skin. Missing girl in Ottawa. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I have children. I'm all for this stuff. Okay, she's in Ottawa. An hour later, 45 minutes. And then they did it again when she was found.
Well, it's to make sure you knew.
Listen, I'm healthy. I'm with my family. I'm in a safe place. I'm complaining about ridiculous stuff. I get it. But could they not do something like, okay, geographically, you're in this city, let's say Buffalo.
Right.
The child's missing. Everyone in Buffalo, keep an eye out. All right, she might be moving. Let's give her 100 miles. You see where I'm going here?
Yeah, no, I see.
Like,
100 square miles.
But you just shocked the shit out of me. I'm in no condition to drive. I need to work the next day. And I don't think I'm going to hop on 401 and start driving towards Ottawa because I'd probably forget my glasses because you scared the shit out of me.
And it's 401, so I'm sure there's going to be a truck crash at least every half a mile.
It's cavecrewradio@gmail.com. Just send it to me there. Anyway, I'm sorry. My child right now is started, actually getting away from the Xbox.
Mhm.
He passed by me on his bike with his knapsack on as I was coming home from work on my way. I was like, did you ask him where he's going? And I'm like, no, he's 17 years old. I was exploring the universe by then. Well, so I get it. The wife's a little bit on edge. I'm not. The wife's a little bit on edge. Last night he rode all the way downtown on his bike. I'm just happy he's getting out again.
Right.
But she gets a little, well, where is he? Who's he with? Oh my God, it's Big John from Radio Shepley in England. All these people.
Goodness.
Big John, I got to tell you something. I saw a picture of you on Facebook the other day. You look amazing. I don't know if you're doing radio, but you're taking good care of yourself. Your family's beautiful, and you look amazing. Anyway, I'm happy he's actually out doing things again. Because this whole thing about, schooling from home and there's a lot of Xbox, and that's cool. He was safe. He was still talking to his friends and shit, but getting him out, even hockey wasn't going on this year. So now seeing him, and I'm to my wife, I'm like, he's 17 years old. Like he wants to go cruise the streets, and he's a big boy.
Is he 17?
Yeah. Just turned 17 Monday. I know. How old was he when we started?
Seriously. I remember
little fucking midget running around in the back.
I remember when we started, you were still in the same position. The camera was a little to my left, so I could see into the other room over your right shoulder.
Yeah.
I could see into the other room, the TV playing, and this little kid just sitting there playing Xbox, running up and down the stairs. Then one day I see him, and it's this gigantic adult-looking thing running around, and that's your kid. He grew up
he is. He's a giant now. But you worry, I've been working through this whole thing. The wife's been working through this whole thing. The kids have been at home to protect them. But you start to 17, 16. Well, he was 16 at the time. It's a pretty important time to,
get out and start
interact with friends, meet a girl. I don't know, whatever the preference. I don't care. But, so she's all worried. Last night he didn't get home till 10:30, and he was riding his bike. He went downtown to the casino. Yeah, but he's with 4 other guys that are the same size as him, and I wouldn't mess with them. So,
I have a question.
I'm good.
Your son went downtown to the casino.
No, the casino's closed still. He again. Okay, here's another story.
Yeah, I mean, you said he was riding his bike, went downtown to the casino. I'm picturing him riding in on his BMX, shooting claps.
Landmark. It's a landmark. Okay, okay. So I'm unclear. I apologize. Everything's rattling around my mind. So let me preface to the story. So I am in bed. This is previous to the Amber Alert shocking the shit out of me. I have 6'4", Jake, pounding me gently. Hey, Dad, I just want to let you know, we rode all the way. I was with Jaden and Jimmy and whoever else. We rode all the way down to the casino tonight. So that's a good trek. That's about a 5-mile drive down the river. By the way, you still have your glasses on. Fuck off. I'm trying to sleep. So I take my glasses off. I got Cuomo on the television, which is even worse, waiting for Big Don Lemon to come on every time he changes his show name. And he's smacking me, telling me I got my glasses on. He picks the most inopportune times to talk to me. Okay. So I finally settle in. I know this sounds like the night before Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I finally settle into a good night's sleep. And what do I wake up to? Wah, wah, wah. So this is why I'm so bitter. Yeah, I guess the epicenter is a tangled web.
Did he win at craps? That's all I want to know.
Did he what?
Did
He
he
didn't
win
go
at
in the
craps?
casino. It's not open. It's a landmark in our city. We're not a New York. It's not. He's like, hey, Dad, I rode my bike to Broadway. I don't know.
Hey, the only place a casino should be a landmark is Las Vegas.
We have one casino. It is owned by Caesars. It employs a lot of people, although no one's worked there for 2 years. A lot of major concerts come in. It's a big draw. A lot of Americans from Detroit come over the river when the borders open, and it's something as a Windsorite you would recognize. Perhaps it's like for you, it's like your kid comes and says, "Hey, Dad, I walked all the way to Charlie's Pizza." You know, we don't have as much in Windsor as you have. The casino is a major, it's a landmark. It's like Stonehenge. It's like Atlantis to Windsor.
I like that you refer to yourself as a Windsorite.
Yeah, well, that's, what do you call yourself? A New Yorker.
We're a New Yorker.
New Yorker, Windsorite, Michigander. I mean, everybody. What do you call yourselves in Cornwall, people?
Cornwallians. I hope they call themselves Cornwallians.
Well, I'm waiting to see. What do you call yourself in Cornwall? And the Amber Alert scared the shit. Well, the heck. He's obviously thinking he's on a PG show.
Such language adaptation
on a show like this. If you're scoring the heck out of it, it's like this. The heck. It scared the fucking shit out of me. I jumped 3 feet off the bed. I levitated like Houdini.
Oh my God.
Cornwallites.
Cornwallites.
There you go. So you're getting some.
I want you to be called Cornwallians.
Well, put it into the.
What does Christine say? She says, lately I say I'm from Canuckeryville.
See? Which is Canada. Canuck is
what is a
indigenous term, Canuck.
What is a Canuck? What exactly is a Canuck?
Canuck is like an indigenous, a Native American way of a Canadian.
So it's an indigenous Canadian.
Right. But it's you know, it's like a lot of words. A lot of words come from Hebrew and Greek. And
so the Vancouver Canucks are the equivalent of the Cleveland Indians, basically. I'm not talking about.
I think Canuck is the first Canadian, the Canuck.
Right, like the Indians, the Native Americans. That's the Indians, the Native Americans, the native Canadians are Canucks. And Amanda says she's heard people say Cornwallians. I want you from now on. I'm calling you Cornwallians.
Windsorite, New Yorkers, Michiganders, and Cornwallians. Jason Scott does not like it. I think they should be called the coronaviruses.
The coronaviruses? Canuck is
not a slang. Jason Scott, you're a bigot.
Now we're arguing over Canadian slang.
Yeah,
it doesn't get better than this, ladies and
Canadian
gentlemen.
listeners in this place to justify this conversation.
It doesn't get better.
Gentlemen, it's 8:39, and I know you're gonna like what's coming up. Okay, hang on. Canuckyville, combo of Canada. I'm a Thompson turkey. I lived in a village. I am writing down, I'm a Thompson turkey. I don't know.
I don't even know what that means. I'm assuming this is a Canadian thing, which I would have no idea what in the hell that means. What's a Thompson turkey?
No idea, but we'll get back to that in a little while, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a whole lot of Canadians in this fucking show tonight.
I have never listen. I'm a stranger in my homeland right now.
I'm outnumbered by Canucks.
You are not outnumbered. I'm a stranger in my own country. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about.
Oh my goodness. The only American I got in chat.
I'm a stranger in my homeland. Write that down.
The only American I got in chat is freaking Scott Morrison. He ain't speaking.
Well, you know damn well he's from fucking outer space. So you know. I was born in Thompson.
Didn't you say he was like from England or something?
I was born in Thompson, and MB, by the way, this I can catch on to. I'm smart enough to know this. That MB is Manitoba.
How does MB become Manitoba?
It's just trust me on this, okay? The Cornwall and Manitoba are like the two weirdest places, and Newfoundland in Canada.
Well, isn't Newfoundland like the Florida of Canada?
Yeah, kind of like Cornwall and Thompson, Manitoba.
Are you saying Cornwall is also the Florida of Canada?
Do you ever see the shit those two post? I'm just saying. I never would have expected it. I love Cornwall, Ontario, because that's where Dale Howarchuk came from. And anyway, we digress. Okay.
I'm learning a whole lot of new things about Canada tonight, about Canada.
So am I.
I gotta get a beer. I'll be back in mere seconds.
Do the news.
Okay, I'll be back in mere
stories. And guess what? The first one's from Canada. The first story that Big B has in just a minute, I believe, is from Canada.
Yes, let me pull up the stories. Let me open
my. There you go. There's your answer. Cornwall is like West Virginia.
Oh, so there's a lot of like
Bobby.
So there's a lot of inbred Hicks in Cornwall, is what you're saying.
But I grew up in Rapids, man. Look, I'm an Ontario guy who's right on the American border. I'm probably as far from I love Manitoba, though, because I visited there as a kid. If you ever want me to rescue you, come to Ontario. I'd be like Bill in Calgary. I will rescue you from Leaf Rapids, Manitoba. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Big B has his beer. Before I put the story up, why am I having such a hard time moving?
While you're doing that, go to the Cave Crew Radio website and pick up a Team Big B shirt. This is my presidential shirt. Pick it up. I don't know what the cost is, but it's well worth it. You support us, you support the show, and you support my political belief that I am the president-elect of the United States of America.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Big B, who is so gallantly taking over the news for us. Here we go.
Hey, good evening. And now the rest of the story.
It's time for this week's Weird News. Now over to the CCR News Desk with senior correspondent Big B.
You've now moved up to senior correspondent, Big B. That's a major thing.
I like
you have a story out of Canada, though.
I do. The first story comes from Canada. A Canadian politician is temporarily stepping down from some duties and is seeking assistance after being caught on camera urinating during parliamentary proceedings a month after being caught on camera naked during another virtual appearance.
I've been following this one.
Last night, while attending a House of Commons proceedings virtually in a non-public setting, I urinated without realizing I was on camera, said William Amos, a member of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's ruling Liberal Party, in an apology posted on Twitter. Now, he urinated on camera without realizing he was on camera.
Right.
So-
And I'm like you. I have a lot of questions. Like you see my camera.
Right.
There's things in the background. I see your camera. So you're in the House of Commons. You're not doing cave crew radio.
Right.
You're not just hanging out in your cave. You're doing the House of Commons, maybe doing it at the kitchen table or whatever. At what view would we see the gentleman urinating?
You would think he would be more aware of.
You
would think he would be more aware of where the camera was. It says here, Mr. Amos was talking on the phone at his desk when he decided to urinate in a coffee cup rather than pause.
Oh, now we get the details.
Rather than pause or end his call, political reporter said on Twitter. Canada's official opposition Conservatives called Mr. Amos's behavior unacceptable. And questioned whether the incident was an accident. This is a pattern of behavior from Mr. Amos, and it is now clear that Trudeau's Liberals failed in their duty to ensure a safe work environment following the first incident, said Conservative Karen Vecchio in a statement. Mr. Amos said he would remain a member of Parliament, but would temporarily give up his parliamentary secretary committee roles. Parliamentary secretary and committee roles.
So this guy is a head of a committee.
Yes. He is parliamentary secretary and is on various committees.
He urinated in a coffee cup.
He also acts as an assistant to Industry Minister Francois Philippe Champagne. The Quebec-based MP said he would be seeking assistance, but did not make clear what type of help he was looking for.
Urinated in a coffee cup.
So he was talking on a phone, much like we're talking, right?
Basically, I gotta pee.
Right. So we're on the show.
Start to basically unzip myself on air.
Right.
I've got an empty beer bottle here.
Right.
I am going to urinate right now, ladies and gentlemen, into my beer bottle on air.
Yes.
I'm relieving myself. Okay.
And this was all
in a coffee cup.
This was all during a session of the House of Commons. So obviously he knows he's on camera. This wasn't something where it was a private conversation or a private Zoom meeting.
Right. This is
One-on-one.
Facebook. This is an after hours with Big B.
Right. This is now, I don't know if you guys have something similar, but here in the US we have C-SPAN and C-SPAN 2, and all they do is cover the Senate and the House of Representatives. So anything that goes on is broadcast on C-SPAN or C-SPAN 2. I don't know if you guys have something similar to that. This House of Commons meeting was broadcast on TV.
Oh, yes, they do. They broadcast the provincial and the federal. It's all, even the city, even the mayor, and it's all on Zoom and stuff now. I can just imagine this guy right now. Yeah, I'd like to make a motion.
Now I have a question for you.
I'd like to make a motion.
I have a question for you, because you said you've been following this, and obviously this is big news up in Canada. What was the first instance where he was caught naked on camera?
Well, apparently he was like in his underwear or something. I don't know. You'd have to find the story. I haven't followed it that close. He got me with my pants down
while you were urinating.
But apparently in the first one, he was like, he went back or something and started changing. This is some kind of voyeurism or something. I mean, obviously this, the first one, I'll give you a mulligan, right? Like I'll go, okay. You maybe thought your camera was turned off. You had like, on Zoom, you can click no camera.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to you on the first one, but come on. Like, I gotta pee pretty bad sometimes during the show. I really do. Like you and I have both discussed this.
Sure.
Sometimes we gotta pee by the end of the show. But to like whip it out in the House of Commons, and we say like the British House of Commons goes crazy or some shit that happens in the United. I've never seen anything like that. Jason Scott's got a lot to say. I'm sure he wasn't talking while he peed. Well, I don't know that.
He has so many questions.
Was the coffee cup on the desk? This is where we got to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
They don't say. They all they say is that he was peeing in a coffee cup. They don't say did he stand up and was he exposed on camera? Did he turn his back at all and it was obvious that he was urinating? Because if you're sitting in the camera, right? If let's say you're like a truck driver. And you're an over-the-road truck driver doing thousands of miles a day. Yeah. You don't stop to pee. You pee in cups and jars. And
right.
You get pretty good at it.
I've been trapped in lines at sporting events where I've taken an extra large Tim Hortons that was empty, and I peed.
Right. So and you can get really good at it where, if you're sitting like me and you, and, if I was peeing right now, you wouldn't be able to tell, right? Because I'm just sitting here bullshitting. So was he like,
I make facial expressions when I pee. I think I'm really relieved. I think I go.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you know you make facial expressions?
I don't know. I just feel it in my jaw. I feel. Don't you feel like a relief?
Do you take your
phone? You feel like someone shoved a wineskin up your ass and you're like, and then stuck a needle and you're like, it's a relief. After this show, after more than 90 minutes, because we do the pre-show and we're drinking beer feverishly, I need to urinate. And when I urinate, I go.
But you said you made that's a sigh. That's a quick sigh. You said you make facial expressions. So I'm picturing, this is what I'm picturing. When you go into the bathroom, you whip out your phone, you put the camera on, you switch it to have it look at you, and you watch yourself pee. Is that what you do?
I haven't watched myself pee in about 20 years.
Well, the fact that you have at least once brings up a lot of questions.
Yeah. Maybe I farted. Exactly. So what Jason Scott is telling you now, see this, you always tell, these stories are so dumb. No one's going to like them. Look at the conversation we're building here. Jason Scott makes a face when he farts.
I don't know what goes on up in Canada, but I'm not
making rain without thunder.
I don't make faces when I pee. I've never taped myself. I've never watched myself pee, but I'm fairly certain I just sit there with a blank expression and pee until I'm fucking empty.
Okay, so like sometimes you just go pee, like maybe I should go pee, right? Other times you really got to pee. And I don't know about you, but it feels good. Like it's like, holy shit.
Oh, it feels
bad
wonderful.
Button. It's not shit. It's pee.
Right. It feels wonderful when you have to pee and you finally go. It feels wonderful. I don't think I'm making faces like I'm fucking having 9 orgasms while I'm fucking peeing.
I'm not saying I have an orgasm. I'm just saying like I feel a little better.
Well, now I have another question.
Okay, but we got an even better one now because now we got females. Jason obviously watches the gold.
This is my question.
Shower of the show here.
This is my question. So Jason Scott says Amanda makes a face when she pees. How do you know, Jason?
Well, and Amanda makes great facial expressions, even just when she's doing a post on face. She's a master of facial expressions, so I can. So Jason obviously likes to speak to Amanda while she's having her private moment. So me going is not such a big deal after all.
I want to know, first of all, does Jason like blatantly watch her while she pees, or does like a creep? Does he go up to the keyhole and when the door's closed and peek through? To watch to see the facial expression.
Yeah, you guys need counseling. Anyway, everything I do is in private. I think now I'm questioning things. Maybe Isabel is at the door watching me Because what my wife does that really irritates me. I got now that we're on the topic of pee. Is no one's home. I got the door open. I'm going pee. My wife has to pee. We have 2 bathrooms in the house, by the way, and a laundry tub. She stands at the door impatiently waiting for me to finish. Now, I don't know. I'll get to the chat in a minute. It's going crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but when someone's standing at the door, when you got to pee, all of a sudden there's a problem with the tap. Could you just go use one of the other washrooms or sit down for a minute and I will be done peeing? If you stand at the door and pace, the pee ain't coming.
But why is
What's going on in chat here?
Why is it that when you have to pee very badly, it intensifies while you're waiting at the door?
Oh, Amanda wasn't even paying attention. She's
wait. Why aren't you paying attention?
I don't know, but she just got accused of something, and I peeked through the crack of the door. This is getting better. Hang on. Okay, now we might have I can't wait till these 2 get on air together. I don't always close the door when he's not here. Well, then how does he know you make face? What are you guys doing? Messenger on
Do you take selfies?
That's weird because I go like.
Do you take selfies while you're doing this and send them to each other?
Only on this show could we speak for 25 minutes about pee.
About facial expressions during pee.
If you'd like to send us your best pee story, you can email us at cavecrewradio@gmail.com.
Please send DK all your facial expressions while you pee.
And your pee stories. I never thought there was that many good pee stories, but I guess we all live with the same insecurities and stigmatisms of pee. And in this modern world where every sexist thing is, I love a tree and I'm binary and all this shit you were talking about last week, we are the children of pee.
I have a question now.
Here's a long one. You can read that one.
Christine says, I think like a guy most of the time and have one hell of a twisted sense of humor. I can handle it. I'm building a deck for my first job of the year.
Great job.
First job because I've been in and out of Emerge Hospital approximately 9 times over the past 4 months. So, yeah.
Well, we wish you to feel better.
This took a left turn. Holy crap.
Yeah, we hope you're feeling better. And we hope our peace stories have
put a smile on your face. I have a question now because Amanda brings up a point.
What's that?
Amanda says wherever it was in the chat.
What's FaceTime or a double toilet?
That's how they know the facial expressions. They either do FaceTime or they have a double toilet.
That's more revolutionary than that thing that shoots the water on your bum.
The bidet.
Yeah, the bidet.
So Amanda says sometimes she leaves the door open when Jason's not there. Now I have a question. When you're alone in the house,
well, nobody the door open.
Well, this was my question. When nobody else is in the house, do you close and lock the door?
No, hell no.
I do.
So if you're the only one in the house,
yep,
and you're about to make a 1 or a 2,
yep,
you close and lock the door.
Yes.
And now, see, I think you're the one with the major problems.
Why would I have a major problem?
Have you ever peed in public? Like, I got to pee so bad. Like, I look for alleys. I'll look for trees.
Sure, of course, yeah.
I'll go in between parked cars and make sure. And even if I see a car's down there, I'll time my pee, and I can make it. I can make it before that car comes by and sees me. I'm going to pee.
Yeah, no, I'm not pee shy. I peed in, the parks, at night when it's dark, against a tree and all that stuff. I'm not pee shy at all. But when I'm home, I will close and lock the door.
Well, what if there was a fire and you couldn't get out of the locked door?
Why wouldn't I be able to get out of I'm in a bathroom, first of all. If there's a fire, there's a lot of water to put out the fire.
Jason is a peeping Tom. He keeps the door open in public washrooms. That's called a glory hole. We covered that before as well. She also showers with the door unlocked, ladies and gentlemen.
See now this is
If you want to know what house to break into, serial killers.
But this is what my wife does the same thing. She never closes the door all the way. She doesn't lock it, and then is shocked and amazed when somebody and we only have one bathroom in the house. So there's 5 of us here. There's only one bathroom in the house. So she's shocked and amazed when somebody comes up the stairs to the bathroom, seeing that the door's half open and tries to come in, and she's like, "No, wait! Close the fucking door, Jesus Christ!"
Yeah. Okay, who's next? I lost my notes. The
next story?
Yeah.
The next story is the mummy, the hoarder mummy.
All right, this
that one, yeah.
cat. Yeah.
The next story comes from Sydney, Australia. A man whose mummified remains were found inside a home on Sydney's lower North Shore after 15 years was shot dead during a botched break and enter, a coroner has ruled. So basically, somebody was trying to break into a hoarder's house.
Right.
He was shot and killed.
This pretty rockin' dude.
He was shot and killed. The hoarder brought him into the house and lived with him in the house for 15 years. An inquest on Thursday heard Bruce Roberts shot and killed Shane Snellman in 2002 when Mr. Snellman broke into his Greenwich home.
Did you just call him Shane Snellman?
Shane Snellman, that's his name.
He was the robber.
He was the robber, yes.
Shane Snellman. Okay.
Mr. Roberts, described by his family as an extreme hoarder, a loner, and socially awkward, kept Mr. Snellman's body hidden in a bedroom for 15 years.
So, unlike Jeffrey Dahmer, who at least put people in a freezer,
right?
This gentleman laid Shane Snellman on the bed and lived with him for 15 years.
Yes. Counsel assisting Tina Xanthos told the court that more than 70 bottles of air freshener were discovered surrounding the body in what she described as a conscious effort to mask the smell of Mr. Snellman's decomposing remains.
So here's Shane decomposing on the bed.
Right.
This guy's buying every bottle of Febreze that is possibly available, just like the toilet paper panic of 2019.
He is lighting incense whenever he can.
And so he walks into Mr. Snellman's room, and every once in a while,
he sprays a little Glade around just to get rid of the smell.
He should contact Amanda and get some sensies. It might have worked better.
That's it. You have Amanda. You have a perfect revenue stream. Sensi for murderers that want to hide their victims.
Yes, I want you to start the Shane Snellman campaign on Facebook.
The Shane Snellman Memorial Sensi campaign.
Yes. And I guarantee you the people will flood like crazy. So anyway, Snellman's here. He's decomposing. It took 15 years.
Yes.
So obviously the Febreze and the Glade did a pretty good job.
It says the inquest heard Mr. Roberts barely left his Greenwich home, which he had inherited along with $1 million in shares. I don't know what that means.
So he's a millionaire.
It seems that he was a one of those recluse millionaires that lived in utter filth. In the weeks, apparently,
filth is an understatement.
Apparently, Mr. Roberts died. In the weeks surrounding Mr. Roberts' own death, a large buildup.
Wait a minute. So the dude that was keeping Smelman died.
Yes.
As a rich hoarder.
Yes.
They didn't find Smelman till they found Dude.
That's right.
Okay.
In the weeks surrounding Mr. Roberts' own death, a large buildup of uncollected mail out the front of his house raised concerns among his neighbors about the then 50-year-old's welfare. They called authorities on July 21st, 2017. Emergency services broke down the front door and maneuvered through high piles of rubbish to find Mr. Roberts collapsed over a heater.
Okay, I hate to tell you this, but this reminds me of that old poem. There was an old lady who swallowed a spider.
Right.
Yeah. So Smelman killed the guy who broke into his house, shot him.
Yeah.
Placed him in a nice bedroom, took very good care of him, well, he decomposed and sprayed Febreze. 15 years later, he collapsed over a kerosene heater.
And died.
And the only reason we found out about this was not the stench. It's because of all the mail that was piled outside.
Because of piled up mail outside the house. Magistrate Derek Lee concluded that Roberts died of natural causes between May 26th and July 21st, 2017. Mrs. Xanthos told the inquest that the cleaners employed to clear Mr. Roberts' estate discovered Mr. Snellman's body on May 29th, 2018. So Roberts died between May and July of 2017.
Right. So we already have the smell of Dude. Roberts.
Right. So the mail is piling up.
Cleaners are there in their hazmat suits. They've finally taken away Mr. Roberts. Worms eating him, all that shit. And they go, all right, let's start taking out the garbage. They opened Mr. Smelman's bedroom door and realized that he's been there at this point for 17 years.
Well, and keep in mind, they didn't find him until a year later. So Roberts' dude died. They got him out of the house. They discovered him because of the pile of mail. They went in, they got him, they pulled him out. A year later, they find Snellman.
So he's lying in this. Talk about a haunted soul. You know, they always say, like, if you die and you're taken away, and you always, I'm not trying to sound negative here, but, families are always trying to obtain the remains of the body.
Right. Yep.
Old Smellman couldn't even be found when Buddy Roberts laid there for a year decomposing.
He laid there.
That smell in the other room must be from Buddy.
Right. Yeah. Apparently there was so much shit in this house that it took them a year to find Snellman.
Oh, my God.
The inquest heard that Mr. Snellman was last seen in 2002, shortly after he was released from prison for a drug supply. Bank records show that Mr. Snellman had 66 cents to his name just before his death.
Killed by a millionaire.
Laid
to rest.
And laid to rest in the house. And not discovered until a year after the owner of the house, the person that killed him, was found dead himself.
All right. Okay. Mr. Smellman. We got two more, and we still got to do fucking choo-choo stew here. We're not doing the sex survey till next week. Okay. Remove Buddy Roberts.
Next one, this one. The next place we go is to our favorite place in the entire planet to get news from.
Florida.
Yes. This place, Orlando, Florida. With almost all events canceled during the pandemic, demand for portable toilets has plummeted. This caused businesses in the industry to come to a standstill. Andy Christian and Linda Carlisle own Royal Restrooms of Florida. The two say after having a halting of business, demand is now higher than ever. You had a comment?
I just said Royal Restrooms.
Royal Restrooms of Florida.
I like that name. Anyway.
Now, this is where I have a question coming up in this next paragraph.
Okay.
Most of our events, weddings, festivals, football games, were postponed or reduced in number. So it seems like everybody is trying to make up for last year. Now, I have a fairly obvious question in their list of events.
Okay.
The first thing there are a porta potty.
Right.
There are portable toilets.
They're very elaborate, though, if you look at them.
They look very elaborate, very nice, but again, it's still a portable toilet. It's
it's still a sewage tank.
The first thing that they list is a wedding.
Right. I'm going to answer your question, and I've never been to a porta potty at a wedding. I've certainly gone in porta potties, but not at a wedding.
Have you ever been to a wedding that had a porta potty?
Not that I'm aware of, unless there was construction around the building and there was a porta potty out in the field.
I have never once seen a wedding that had a porta potty. If you have a wedding, even if you have it outdoors somewhere in the vicinity is a place with a bathroom.
Right. There's a building.
Yes, there's a building. There's a restaurant. There's something right there that has a bathroom. If I went to a wedding and had to stand online for a porta potty like it's fucking 1969 at Woodstock.
Right. That's what this reminded me of, like a Kansas concert or something.
Right. Yeah, I would fucking leave.
Farmers Field.
Right. This would mean, and I'm referencing a story that we had way back, we would be guest option C.
Yes.
On this.
Yes. I remember that. Guest option C.
Yes, we would be guest option C for the porta potty wedding.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else gets that joke. I remember it.
Yes, go back and listen to previous shows. Guest option C for the porta potty wedding. Porta potty wedding. The demand is a stark contrast to what the business said it experienced during early days of the coronavirus pandemic. We lost all our events and we were kind of wondering what we were going to do. You know, from March, April, May, everything was canceled. We had to refund monies. Now you had to refund monies for porta potties.
Your porta potty. Everyone had to refund money. We had to get refund from a cruise. Like everyone got refunded. I must admit, though, I am seeing a lot of porta potties around now. The more I think of it.
Well, apparently, portable toilets aren't just a convenience. They are required by Florida law for special events. The Florida Department of State even has a chart displaying how many toilets are required based upon how many people are expected to attend. Can you imagine being on that committee?
Chart. I need to see the chart of required porta potties in Florida.
I absolutely need to see.
Hire an engineer to make this chart.
Well, somebody had to figure out the porta potty to guest ratio. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I was going to. Okay, I'll write it down later. The porta potty to guest ratio. There is someone getting paid to do this in Florida.
Yes, there's somebody getting paid to figure out how many porta potties.
Be X amount of guests that have to urinate, X amount of guests that need the number 2. We are going to need per square feet per person X amount of porta potties.
It says
here is wonderful.
It says here, with more outdoor events popping up, Christian said it's possible some events might need to be canceled or scaled back because of the lack of supply of porta potties.
We have a porta potty shortage in Florida, ladies and gentlemen.
Now we've had our wonderful illustrious leader Biden has caused a gas shortage.
Yes,
we are going through some form of meat shortage.
Right,
we are now going
these online bugs.
Yeah,
viruses.
Biden and the Democrats is the virus. Yeah. The now we are going through a porta potty shortage.
Potty shortage in the United States. Never mind lining up for gas. You're making fun of me that I can't pee with someone watching me. You got nowhere to pee. You're going to end up like India. You're going to pee on sidewalks.
In order to prevent running out of inventory, the business said it is looking for new ways to find the needed supply.
Go get some barrels from the local whiskey company.
They're trying to get trailers, additional trailers, or buy trailers, even used trailers. They're not just out there. And they're just not out there. And the manufacturers are months and months behind schedule.
I still have an issue, though. Like, why do you need a trailer? You need one person to go inside and pee.
I don't know.
Or is there a square footage?
Well, I guess the guy that's hired to figure out the porta potty to fucking user ratio.
Yeah, he's also got a bylaw of the size of the porta potty. It has to be a certain square foot.
It has to be. He's got to figure out the square footage of this. During the pandemic, Royal Restrooms of Florida said it was able to get business assisting at vaccination sites and a prison.
And a prison. We have a few extra bad guys to go with the urinators. All right. Excellent story. We got to get to the last one because we got to get to this week's.
Now, I'm hoping you have the sound effects that we have.
Oh, I do. This is the one I was really looking forward to, ladies and gentlemen. I am so glad you stayed with us. I'll keep Big B and I on screen here. And this is do you want the sound effects first?
No, you can just pepper them in or put them at the end.
No, I can't. It's like a 1 minute thing. All right, I'll do the sound effects. How about that?
Okay, so this young woman right here is a Danish journalist, has sex during interview for a segment on Swingers Club.
Oh, and soft looking.
All right. Now you've seen the merchandise. Well, what the hell more do you want? I mean, what do you want me to do, Mr. Jackson?
I want a piece of your ass, you bitch. And stop the Mr. Jackson bullshit. When we're alone, you can call me John. Now get your fucking cunt over here and get down on your knees. I am going to fuck the shit out of you.
One radio reporter went all the way to get a scoop on a swingers club near Copenhagen when she had sex with a man she was interviewing.
This is fantastic.
Louise Fisher, 26, the lady in the picture, can be heard moaning during the on-the-record intercourse, part of a 2-minute segment that aired on Radio 4 in Denmark. I don't have a boyfriend. That definitely made it easier, Fisher told the German publication Bild, according to a translation by the Daily Mail. My mother just thinks it's funny and laughs.
Oh, there's a really good mom.
My father thought it was really cool. The X-rated segment focused on the reopening of a swingers club named Swingland in Aisho after lifting of COVID-19 restrictions. And Fisher discussed the reactions to her unorthodox interview style. Most of them were very positive. They thought it was brave and cool, she reportedly said. So, having sex during an interview was brave and cool.
So she walks into a swingers club.
Yeah.
Hopefully not wearing those waders she has on in the picture, but she walks into the swingers club. She meets a strange gent. He shows his unit. She uncovers her peach, and she asks questions while they're banging.
Apparently.
And she's singing Me So Horny.
At one point during the segment, full of sounds of bodies slapping.
Oh, this is great.
The journalist,
we get this kind of television in North America.
I wish we would.
I would. Well, Stu watches that show about the naked people dating.
And he loves that. That's like his favorite show now.
I'd love to see this. I don't find her that attractive, but I would have loved to seen her doing an interview, riding on top of some stranger's fucking nutsack and body slapping.
It says, at one point during the segment, full of sounds of body slapping, the journalist asks the man she is having sex with if he can tell her what he is seeing, and he responds, a delicious woman.
Okay. Her journalistic question was, me and you, we got a question. They're usually pretty good.
Right.
Hers was, can you tell me what you see?
Yes. As she's screwing him in the swingers club, her big question of the day, tell me what you're seeing.
Right.
It says it hadn't been the plan.
You're feeling. You're sure it's not, tell me what you're feeling.
No, it says tell me what you're seeing.
What you're seeing. Okay.
It hadn't been the plan ahead of fucking ad. Hold on. It hadn't been the plan ahead of the report to participate in the club. Tia Kragland, Radio 4's head of news, told BT that the station approved the move. So apparently this was all cleared by the radio.
And said, this is Mary. Tia, come in, 10-4. I'm about to penetrate. Great news story. I could see Jamie. What's the guy on Spider-Man? J. Jonah Jameson. Give me the picture. Oh, fuck. This is good. She calls in.
Yeah.
Some guy's sitting there with a raging heart on. Just took his Cialis and Viagra or whatever. And he's ready to pound the shit out of this fucker. And she's calling the shop, okaying the shoot.
Yes. Tina Kragland.
Is this within our borders? Are we going to be able to air this on the 6 o'clock news?
Apparently Tina thought it was okay. She says, I feel like I just think it's cool when the reporters try to make the stories in a different way.
Right. So I get it. You're covering the Indy 500 and you're going to get behind a race car. Or you're going to cover a restaurant and you participate in making the mashed potatoes. But I don't really know all of Denmark. This is beautiful. I'm sure they didn't show anything, but just the sounds of the body slapping, her facial expressions, trying to get the final. What's her name again?
Oh, jeez.
It's not important. Let's say it's Mary. Just imagine the camera's kind of bouncing. The poor cameraman's trying to steady it. And the closing statement is, this is Mary. Martha, News 7, Denmark, reporting.
All right. See, now you bring up a good point. I have a question.
Sure you do.
The poor camera guy gets nothing. Does he get involved in this at all? The reporter gets laid. The camera guy just has to stand there and film.
Maybe something happens after, or maybe he's probably figuring the camera's bouncing anyway, so it don't matter if I'm honking on Hank. It don't matter. This is Mary Martha, News 7 Denmark, reporting. Oh, fuck. Good for her. She went the extra mile. Some of you people wonder why you lose your jobs. You got to get creative once in a while.
Every now and then, it helps to get creative.
Yeah. And she did. And I hope she didn't get fired or anything like that. All right.
This was approved by the station. She's good.
Yeah. I wish I knew stories like that. I don't even need to see it. I don't even need to see penetration. I just want to see the body, hear the clapping or whatever it is, and watch the facial expressions to know if she's really having a good time or not. Right. It's the difference between a single cone and a banana split. You'll be able to tell right off the bat. Anyway, folks, for the last time this year, before we go into anything else, we really need to get to this. I would normally skip it, but we do have the book of Choo Choo Stew, and it's a good way to end this.
Draw near, cave dwellers. Deep in the corner of the cave, covered in dust and memories, lies a book. A book filled with legends and stories that is passed from generation to generation. Some have witnessed the wonders. For some, it lives only in imagination and lore. This is known as the mysterious chronicles of the most interesting man in the world. Listen closely. This is the book of Choo Choo Stew.
Okay, so without giving the story away, we got to preface this a little bit. The gentleman that's going to come into the story tonight is named Eric the Swede. I'm not sure how we came across this, but there was this ad or newspaper article where you could call a random Swede. And we thought, this is pretty cool, right? Like, let's give it a shot. Right. And I think the first two we called were misses, right? Like, it wasn't very good. And then we get to Eric, and he was awesome. And I think this was the week before this clip. You and I talked to Eric the Swede for a good 30 minutes.
He was great. I must say he was great.
And I'm still friends with him on Facebook. I don't know if you are, but we talked to this guy and interviewed him. And what it was the country of Sweden was trying to promote tourism or something, right?
Yep.
And so people would sign up that you could call a random Swede. And of course, when we're calling Sweden, they may be another hour behind of even England. Like, it's late at night.
Yes.
And old Eric, he entertained us for a while.
He did. He became a friend of the show and made several other appearances on it.
Several appearances. And I wonder, I just wonder if he would make a flashback appearance to the Endless Summer Beach Party. I should reach out to him.
You want me to? I will reach out to him.
Yeah, reach out to him. I know it's very late, but it would be great to see what his adventures are. He was always so excited about visiting San Diego, California. Anyway, on to the story still. Choo Choo Stew's wife is Finnish. She's from Finland, another Scandinavian country. Choo Choo Stew had told us this elaborate story, which maybe we'll hear later on, about the Finnish sauna. It's a very famous place of gathering. Anyway, tonight's clip entails a little bit of a controversy, a little bit of hardship. Let's let Lee Brown tell us about it here, and we'll go into the clip, and then we'll talk about it.
The Book of Choo Choo Stew, Chapter 7. We have made a new friend, Eric the Swede. It appears that Stu and the Swede are not getting off on the right foot. Stu insists his wife's homeland of Finland invented the sauna. Eric begs to differ. It appears we are at an impasse, a political breakdown, a debacle in the making. I call this one, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
Have you ever been in a Finnish sauna?
Oh God, here we go.
I have been in a Swedish sauna.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's give them each 60 seconds.
Okay.
Stu, you start, Why was the sauna invented? Not like anybody fucking cares here in North America, but why was the sauna started in Finland, Stu?
I'm an English guy first and foremost, and I'm married to a Finn, and my wife wouldn't lie to me. So all I know is that the Swedes sort of the Finns aren't really fussed about it, but the Swedes borrowed their invention and took it back to Sweden and used it, and that's about it really. All I know is it was invented by the Finns, and the Swedes borrowed it.
That has no journalistic proof to it whatsoever. And I just want to add to that, Big B, that he knows his wife would never lie to him. Now, if we prove for a fact that the sauna was invented in Sweden, what kind of questions would that place in Choo Choo Stu's relationship?
I don't think you're going to prove it. That's the problem.
Okay, well, you didn't really give me any valid argument. I'm sitting here with my wooden mallet with my white wig on like I'm an English judge saying, I don't think so. O.J. Simpson put on a better case than you.
Well, let's hear what Eric's got to say.
All right,
Just
Eric.
looking it up quickly, I have to agree with Stu that Finland was the inventor of sauna.
I'm waiting for the proof, but let's let Eric give his due.
All I would add to that is yes, 100%. The Finns invented it, and this is what Swedish culture is. We take something someone else made, and we make it better.
I love it. That's Donald Trump to a T.
That was going to be my follow-up question. All right, which one is better? And we know right now the Swedish sauna is better.
Great answer. That was a great answer.
I love Eric. Eric is great.
Eric is awesome. They steal from the Finns. They steal from the Norwegians. They steal from the Denmarkians. And they make everything better. They're IKEA.
And just keep in mind, in the Swedish sauna, you have Swedish women.
Yes.
That immediately makes it better.
Yes. I agree. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if we can get Eric the Swede on the show, you're going to fall in love with him.
I will reach out to Eric the Swede and see if we can get him back on the show.
What a fan.
I don't think we've always been friends with Eric. I don't think there would be an issue with him.
Would he talk about the My Little Pony conventions?
He loves that shit. Of course he would. We had most of his appearances on this show. We talked about fucking My Little Pony.
La Bazinga. Lol Bazinga. My Little Pony. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Book of Choo Choo Stew till season 8. And we'll carry on. There is so much more to
There is a ton of things that we have not covered in the Book of Stew.
I think we should have a special edition of the Book of Choo Choo Stew to kind of prelude into Choo Choo Mania, though, with Jason.
Sure. Yep.
I think
I agree.
We'll have to break the rule.
I think coming into the next season, I think that should be the opening intro of the Book of Stew, the prelude to Choo Choo Mania.
But what about when Jason and Amanda do it during the summer?
Well,
that is the best comment I've received all night. That should be the show name.
Can we put that in iTunes?
That's how I feel when someone's watching me pee. A blank.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the time we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. We have packed a lot into tonight's show. I'm going to the sex survey will be next week, I promise. But this is the part of the show where you name the show, and we're gonna need your help. Jason Scott thought Facebook users' comment was funny. What would you name the show, ladies and gentlemen? And it's also at this point where I am about to guess how many names Big B has for the show. I'm going to give you mine first.
Sure.
I'm a Thompson turkey.
Okay.
A healthy halo.
Mm-hmm.
Urinating in a coffee cup. From Amanda earlier, one of my favorites. It's called a urinal. Sounds of bodies slapping.
Mm-hmm.
And can't we have rain without the thunder is that's my favorite.
Okay.
Jason Scott. Can't we have the rain without the thunder? I'm gonna put as my. It caught me. I liked it.
Right.
I had a lot of fun tonight.
Okay.
Now, before you begin, I am going to guess tonight what Jason Scott votes for. It's called a urinal. Yeah, that was a good one, Jason Scott. It caught me completely off guard. I do like that one too. And remember, anything that gets a vote gets in the show notes.
He also says peeing in cups live.
Peeing in cups live. Okay, I'll write that down. All right. I am going to guess that Big B has 6 written down for tonight. My guess tonight is 6. Last week I was correct. Is that right?
Yes, you were correct last week.
Yeah. Last week I guessed the number right, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I'm going to guess that Big B has 6 written down.
If this was The Price is Right, you would lose.
Oh, hang on. Do you want a sound effect?
If you want.
I have it here. Might as well.
And before I reveal my number, Jason Scott also says Big B's health share.
Health share swindle.
Health share swindle. I did not see the swindle. Big B's health share swindle.
Good one as well.
So I have not 6, but 5.
5. Okay.
You were close.
You were too busy laughing.
Yes, I was busy laughing and telling stories. First one. A Windsorite in the casino.
Windsorite in the casino. Okay.
Next one. I'm a stranger in my homeland.
A stranger in my homeland.
Next one.
Yep.
It don't matter if I'm honking on Hank.
If I'm honking on Hank. Okay.
The next two are my favorites. This one was going to be my favorite until something else came.
Right. You always say that. You always say that.
Right. So this one would be
potty break like body break, but not quite. That's pretty good, dude.
That's very good, actually.
Yeah.
My next one would be my first runner-up. Someone shoved a wine skin up your ass. I don't even know what that means. You said it.
It was like what do you call it when you're giving a not an epigee, but you're giving an example of something.
Okay, you're giving an example of something.
But you know what I mean. It's like a when you're trying to explain to someone how you feel. So like there's like a lot of liquid in your body.
What?
Okay, so how that came into hang on, I'm still writing it down. Someone shoved a wineskin
up your ass.
Your ass. Okay, so what that meant was we were talking about how bad you had to pee.
Yes.
So I'm using the analogy as someone shoves a wineskin up your ass, like eventually getting into your bladder, and you got to pee.
What's a wineskin?
A wineskin is a lamb's stomach. Daniel Boone used to carry them around, and they would keep their liquid. You'd see it on the old cowboy movies, and they. I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture.
That certainly does cause a lot of controversy or discussion. But my favorite is something we talked about recently, and it is porta potty to guest ratio.
I have to say I like that one, folks. I think that makes an excellent title. It's not dirty. It is porta potty to guest ratio. Anybody wants to second that in the chat? I love these. It's called the urinal. Will definitely be in the show notes. If someone shoves the wineskin up your ass, may make it. I still love Can We Not Have Rain Without the Thunder? Is still not going to say it's the show name, but I think it should make it in the notes. And I think Jason Scott was referring to, we have great content and the thunder is our arguing.
Well, I think he was talking about peeing and farting at the same time.
I'm going to see if I can get a wineskin really quick and upload the picture before we go off air. Yes. Let me see.
And as always, as I've been doing the past few weeks, last week, Short Sai again jumped in on Messenger. We have Big B's After Hours.
Did he join? Because he wasn't on air tonight.
He wasn't on air tonight, but last week we were talking. He gave me a chance to pee, and then we started talking on Facebook Messenger.
What's this thing about your favorite song and your favorite band?
He's doing something. He's doing something for us. He doesn't want to come on air live. He doesn't like being on air. He doesn't like the sound of his voice, he said, but he will do some stuff for us.
Okay, cool. This is a wineskin.
I've never heard it called a wineskin.
I Googled wineskin and it was definitely about peeing and farting. Well,
it was the thunder and the rain, yeah.
It'll make it in the show notes, Jason Scott. You will get an honor. That is a wineskin. I Googled wineskin. It's what you put wine or liquor or perhaps even water in when you're watching Daniel Boone.
Right. I've seen those in all the documentaries and stuff that I've watched. I've never heard it called a wineskin, though.
So basically what I'm thinking is someone shoving a wineskin up your ass, and you would have to urinate.
There you go.
So there is the picture to the thoughts that were going through my head, ladies and gentlemen.
So after the show, when the show is all over, we have Big B After Hours.
And there should be another segment that is not even broadcast calls DK Needs to Urinate.
DK needs, we usually end the show after the show's over, and
I got another bit. I'm ready to piss my pants. I'm ready to shove a wineskin up my ass. I'm ready to can't we have rain without the thunder?
So usually after the show, when the show ends, me and DK stay on for a few minutes. We discuss, there was a good show. That was funny. I had good time, blah, 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 whatever.
And we both say we got to piss.
And we both say we got to piss and we leave.
Yeah.
What has been happening in the past few weeks is Big B After Hours. We've had Short Side message me, Amanda and Jason do video chat.
Amanda and Jason tonight because they've watched the entire show.
It may be.
Can you ask Amanda and please take a screenshot? You didn't hear that, Amanda, of the face she makes when she pees.
I will ask.
Yeah.
If she video messages me, I don't know if she's going to video message me. Jason, Amanda, you are open to video message me for Big B After Hours. You have to be friends with me on Facebook. You can message me. You could video chat me. We bullshit whatever you wanted to talk about after hours. After the show is over, I am available. I just may have to pee in the middle.
Right. In a coffee cup.
Possibly if I'm on the House of Commons.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone over. We'll be back next week. We will have the results of the 2026 survey and whatever stories Big B chooses to bring to the table. But his stories lately have been much better than mine. So we'll continue the tradition. I'm dying to know the face Amanda makes when she pees.
Will Jason and Amanda video chat me for Big B After Hours?
You may get inside information that I am not privy to.
This is the question, ladies and gentlemen. The cliffhanger of the night. Will Amanda and Jason Scott video message me?
I'm sure if they're not in a drive-through, Jason Scott, there it is. He's got you on speed dial. You guys are about to go into After Hours with Big B, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege you get only if you have Big B on Facebook and you are a member of the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group. But for now, I have to pee in real life, especially after talking about it for 45 minutes or so. Big B, you have a great night. I enjoyed the show as always. It's the highlight of my week. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. As always, feel free to reach out to us at cavecrewradio@gmail.com. And please tell your friends about the show. We're out of here.
Things are starting to get weird in here.
Really, really weird.
It's the Big B and DK on Cave Crew Radio.
Cave Crew Radio.
Listen to us now at cavecrewradio.com.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice.